This video and this game are for adults only. This game defaults to being quite loud. My Pirate Husbandos. Okay. Oh. I don't think the controller works quite on the first menu. Mate? Oh god, I just recognized that I have to do pirate accents and I can't. Mate! Mate. Mate. Are we waking up a mate? Are we asking if we can mate? There's so many interpretations. Okay, this is happening a lot. Oh, I think the controller just doesn't work. Or it didn't work there, it kept going backwards. Weird. Ahoy, mate. You alright, mate? I open my eyes. A salty sea breeze invades my lungs and the hot sun warms my face. My face burns, but my body feels cold and wet. I look down to find my drenched clothes flapping in the wind, a shiver betraying the sunshine I find myself basking in. Oi, Captain! He's awake! Yar! Oh, here I go. A huge orange figure towers over me, blocking out the warm sunlight. Are you alright, matey? My men saw you fall off a cliff into the sea. What happened to you? Why did you... so many options. You can pick or I'm getting ahead of myself. I didn't even ask how you're feeling. It's as a villain laugh. How you holding up? Hurt anywhere, matey? I'm cold. Feeling cold? Need a hug? You landed on the gay visual novel ship, so you're lucky. Another man cuts him off. Captain? Oh, right. You landlubber lot aren't into that, eh? Aye, sorry. Matey, take my paw, come on. Can you stand? Okay. I'm Poseidon, captain of this ship. That's a tone setter. That sets the tone. As if the shaped Speedo doesn't start. What the fuck? Alright. We're what you call pirates. Don't be scared, I won't eat you. Unless you want me to eat you up. You bet I want you to eat me up. Captain. I'm kidding. Look at me bad manners. Not really used to talking to landlubbers. My bad, matey. Look at you, your body's trembling, in anticipation of getting eaten up. How about we make you some hot stew and warm you up? I'm starting to think the options you picked don't do anything. We got a problem staying here. We can send you to shore right away. What do you call home, matey? I don't want to go home. Not even a joke. Not even like a joke immediate ending. Like, oh, okay. The end. Don't want to go home, but aren't you? Why would I leave it? I just met you. My bad. Kind of forgot I could be a bit forward. The big tiger slaps me hard on the back. My crew loves staying. I got me head in the sand. Sorry if I offended you, matey. I'm starting to think that what he says doesn't even react to things I picked. Come on. Let's get you something to eat. Bet you'll feel better with something warm inside you. Oh, well? Boys, serve up the hot food. The Tiger Man leads me to below deck, where we enter the dining room. He hardly calls for his crew. I notice other pirates stalking us. They poke their heads around nearby corners, watching me with curious eyes. It's not long before the large pot is placed before me, and the Tiger Man. The lid is raised, and the smell of steamy stew wafts through the cabin. The crew begins to pile into the rooms as stacks of meat, cheese, and rum line the dining tables. I sit down and find the captain holding a spoon of hot stew up to my muzzle. Don't be shy, matey. Bet you feel drained after just waking up, right? Open wide and let me feed you. Come on, heat up. I'll warm your body and soul. It'll warm your body and soul. Huh? What's up?
It's too hot.
Too hot? Ah, my bad, my bad.
Wait, slow down.
Slow down? Come on, you can handle more than that. Eat it up like a man.
It just said it was too hot. What is this dynamic?
Matey, there's plenty stew to come. Gulp this down and we can talk more later if you like.
Is it just being force-fed burning stew? Maybe I do want off this ship. The captain brings the wooden bowl to my mouth, tilting it up as I take big gulps to force the deliciously steaming hot stew down. The thick stew is scaldingly hot, but I don't want to push away the Tiger Man's meaty paw. I would! Scalding hot? That's upsetting. He's kind of cute when he's force-feeding me. This game's a lot already. With the hot stew filling my stomach, I begin to feel its heat radiating through my body. Moments ago I was shivering on deck, but now I'm starting to sweat. My tongue feels sore, as if I just drank some scalding hot tea before letting it cool. I open my mouth and prod at my tongue to check if it's okay. What's wrong, matey? I give him a mournful glare. Was it really that hot for you? My bad, let me kiss and make it better. That doesn't make it better. It doesn't work. The captain leans over, his muzzle wide open, the tongue ready to invade my lips. Ah, jump scare. Ooh,
You gotta do the full anime.
ooh,
Captain, you're messing with them on purpose, aren't you? Huh? Not at all. I just keep forgetting about boundaries, honest.
What did he want to do to me?
Sorry if I got my head in the sand again, matey. My first mate will come to take care of you. He'll arrange your bunk for the night. If you need me, I'll be in the captain's room. You're welcome to see me anytime.
Captain, he doesn't know where it is.
Haha, you're right. Ask me first mate for directions when he sees you. I'm a busy man, you know.
With his meal over, the Tiger Man exits the dining hall. I'm left looking around at all the pirates, avoiding my gaze. These pirates don't look as fierce or dangerous as I'd expected, but still, I'm a little unnerved. I look down at the table, awkwardly chewing away at a piece of bread. I dare not make a sound. Bread is table bread is famously the quietest food of them all. With the captain gone, most of the pirates seem to ignore me. Instead, they're singing, shouting, clearly having a merry time. I try stuffing myself with bread until a pirate suddenly approaches me. He gives me a hard slap on the butt. So you're the kid they fished out of the sea earlier. You done eating? Come with me. Before I can answer, he starts to leave. The boar man appears stout in stature. He's about the same height as me when seated, but his muscles are probably huge enough to effortlessly lift the cabin. Even though I'm still eating, I get up and follow the pirate. I'd rather not push the boundaries of the generosity. The boar man leads me into a roomy cabin with some bunks along the wall. I hear that crewmen sleep together because of limited space below deck, and I hear the pirates are giving some guy they just fished out of the sea their own private quarters. I look at the boar man and try to ask him about the room, but he just glares at me. What are you staring at? Well, don't take me for a fool. You be wondering why I'm short, ain't you? Why? Like you did it to yourself or something? Typical landlubbers. You judge people about everything. Boarman's sudden change in tone startles me. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Don't give me some half-assed apology, like I care about you landlubbers.
Being blessed is a load of bullshit. Nothing but a bunch of self-righteous... You keep staring. Is your head too far up your ass to understand or something?
Sorry, I'll turn around right now.
How am I supposed to talk to you when you're turned around, idiot? Come on and face me already.
Yes, sir?
I ain't no sir, dumbass. I'm a pirate, got it?
Sorry, Mr. Pirate?
Don't call me Mr. Pirate either, you fucking with me?
Absolutely not. What the fuck's happening?
Huh? And quit it, dumbass. I've got a name, you know. Damn it. I'm Magdicus. Magdicus? Magdicus.
I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Call me Magdicus. Ain't no sirs or misters, no nothing, you hear?
Yes, Miss Magdicus.
Jeez. Huh. Anyway, you be staying in here for now. If you need anything, just ask. I tell my crew that you need to see the first mate.
First mate?
Yeah, the premise of this interaction? Yeah, first mate. Don't tell me you ain't got a clue what a first mate is. The hell's wrong with you landlubbers? How come you don't know something so simple?
Sorry.
For fuck's sake, why do I gotta deal with this shit? I despise you, blessed. You don't know a thing about the world outside of your mainland, yet you live blindly behind all your fucked up rules. Then you say that anyone living by your rules anyone ain't living by your rules are barbarians. You look down upon us and label us depraved, disgusting things. Well, that's ironic if you ask me.
His nipple rings are kind of hot.
Think whatever you want. A landlubber's a landlubber. I'll make it short.
You can't just say that.
The first mate's the second greatest person after the captain himself. So you can call me for anything here on the ship, got it?
Magnificus. Magdicus.
Puffs out his chest. His smug expression is surprisingly endearing.
It's funny to see such a small guy trying to act bigger than he really is.
He's fucking huge. What are you talking about?
But I realized that it'd be a bad idea to show my amusement after his recent outburst. So it's okay for me to have my own private quarters?
What, you ain't chuffed about it? You got it good, dumbass. I'll be frank, we're most used to sleeping together with our own kind. It's not like we'd sleep with some blessed landlubber anyway.
It's not capitalized anymore. I thought it was a capitalized thing. You all sleep together?
Yeah, why?
Don't you require some form of privacy? Why is my character asking questions he already answered to himself internally? Like, I already know they sleep together.
Privacy? Never heard of it.
I try to explain the meaning of privacy to the poor man.
Things you don't want people to know. That's why you blessed are a bunch of hypocrites. Us pirates got nothing to hide from each other. You lot pretend you're all noble and shit, but when you're alone, you're just as indecent as the rest of us. Bet that's why you gotta hide yourself from everyone. We pirates be as indecent as we wanna be, and we ain't judging each other for it. Well, go on and have your privacy then. Just don't expect us to do the same. Feel free to use whatever you find in this room, but don't you be going off wandering around the ship, we clear? If I see you anywhere else, I'll make you walk the plank.
The hammer is my penis.
Yes, Magicus. Good. I guess you nearly drowned today, yeah? You're probably exhausted. You better rest up if you know it's good for you.
You were told to ask where the captain's quarters are. You absolute fool. With no continuity, moment to moment, just no memory. Magicus forcefully swings the door shut as he leaves, but it closes without a sound. Did he block it with his foot right before it hit the door frame? I bet he'd be great to hug.
With Magnus gone, I look around the room once again. There's a single window into the room from where I can see the sea outside. The setting sun keeps the room a little too warm for comfort. I'm not entirely sure, but I think maybe all of the dialogue options so far have actually been just thought bubbles, and maybe we've never responded out loud to almost anyone. Well, we were definitely responding to him just now. But I think that the choices you get, the reason they're not reflecting what your choices is because you're not saying them out loud, and instead you're probably constantly hinting at which route you want to be on, probably.
I think that one's hot.
I open the window, but the sea breeze doesn't help much. I can understand why these pirates don't seem to wear much around the ship. I lie down on the bed in my room. With nothing else to focus on, I feel the ship rock back and forth. I try to sit still, but it just makes me dizzy. Is this seasickness? It's unbearable. I stare at the wood grain on the ceiling, trying to distract myself, but it doesn't help. Around that moment, someone opens the door. The struggle when everyone's bar is you quickly like, fuck. I gave people, just doing every deep voice. I can't. Usually I give someone the deep voice. And then I'm like, that's it, that's the one. Are you alright? Pirate entering my room appears to be a giant bear man. Compared to Magnus, he's so enormous that he has to lower his head to fit through the door. Can I do a Winnie the Pooh? I haven't watched Winnie the Pooh since I was like 4. So I just have the phrase, oh bother. That's not even what he sounds, that's not even close, I don't think. No. He has to lower his head to fit through the door. I brought you some food and medicine. Fuck it, he's gonna have the, just gonna go Dean. But the way you looked when you with the way you looked when we fished you up, you probably haven't eaten enough. He's holding a wooden tray lined with a bowl of stew, a piece of bread, and a wooden cup of water. I remember the captain made me gulp down that stew earlier. I tensed up a little. Thankfully, the bear didn't do the same. Instead, he places the tray onto the floor next to me. I guess you landlubbers aren't very used to the rough seas, aren't you? You look a bit unwell to me, fella. I'm too dizzy to answer, so I nod my head to him. Here, take this medicine once you eat something. It'll work better than that. It'll work better that way. So try to eat up, okay? If the stew is too hot, dip the bread into it until it cools down. I feel too sick to have an appetite, but the bear's smile and genuine concern pressures me to pick up the bread. I'm surprised there's not like any kind of background to the text. I think I'm choking on a little bit because it blends. It doesn't blend, but the background's chaotic. Inside the hard black bread, a tiny worm is faintly visible. I don't complain. I dip the bread into the stew before bringing it up to take a bite. Take your time. Don't mind me, little fella. I ate slowly and quietly. A while later, the bear breaks the silence. Now then, you've already met the captain and his first mate. I'm the second mate of this ship. My name is... Sisypheli? Is it meant to be like a riff on Sisyphus or something? My name is Sisypheli. You probably realize this, but the captain, well, he's quick to get close to people. Sorry if he was rude to you. And the first mate, well, let's just say the landlubbers have left a pretty bad impression on him. But they're not bad guys. Well, I guess it's probably weird to say that us pirates aren't the bad guys. Our reputation speaks for itself. Pirates do some corrupt and immoral things. I won't deny that. But I wanted to tell you my feelings first, little fella. And would a guy with heterochromia lie to you? I don't want you to hate us. Sorry, I should be considering your feelings too. I'm sure it must have been hard for you to be thrust into a group of pirates so suddenly.
The blessed couldn't possibly feel safe among us.
No, I'm thankful for you guys.
Huh? You're thankful? But you're blessed, aren't you? The blessed have never said anything good about us pirates. Perhaps you're not blessed after all. Could you be one of us?
That's not possible, unless I was adopted. I have no idea what the rules are. Can they not go on water, on land or something?
I see then. I guess you're right. Unblessed like us don't often live to your age on the mainland.
What does this mean? I still don't know what the rules are. Like, I wonder if the people who aren't blessed have the Davy Jones curse where they can't go on land except like once a year or some shit. Or if it's just a class thing and a law thing. In which case, how do you tell? Sister Felly doesn't say another word and watches me finish eating the food and medicine in silence.
Alright, I'll be going back now. Sister Felly picks up the wooden tray and opens the door. It says that he's saying it. By the way, I should warn you.
I like the idea that he just narrated that.
Sometimes, well, mostly at night, I become different. It's called the rut. So please, don't be surprised when that happens. I won't explain what it is, so it's still a surprise, but I was just about to ask what Sister Felly meant when he closes the door and takes his leave.
Probably should have been closed the door. I guess I just lost my chance to ask more questions. No, alright, it's visual novels, they're all present tense. That's hard to get used to. My stomach lurches a bit despite having drunk the medicine. Having drunk the Meddine. I said medicine last time, didn't it? I think so. It's in 3 languages. That's impressive in its own right. At least I won't be hungry for a while. I follow the pirate's advice and lie down on the bed to rest. Wow, 3 character introductions in only 20 minutes. I've played my fair share of free visual novels where that takes like approximately 3 hours. And just like that, I fall asleep. When I wake up, I can see faint torchlight beaming through the window. It must be nighttime now. I stretch, feeling much more comfortable this time. The boat still sways, but at least I don't feel as dizzy now. Are the pirates still awake this late at night? I don't know much about sailing. It's likely someone must still be working through the night. The first mate told me not to walk around, but I'm sure that was just his way of persuading me to rest. Right? He threatened you, sir. I should be fine to leave now. I couldn't quell my boredom, so I convinced myself to leave the cabin. We're about to have our midnight stretching exercises, aren't we? The sea appears so very dim at night. I'm a little shocked. I thought it would be like night on land, illuminated by moonlight and countless stars. Well, that is what's above you. I'm not sure whether the weather is just poor tonight, but regardless, I don't even see the moon in the sky. That's a very clear sky. The sea is a pure, deep abyss. I can't see anything. No islands, no boats, not even waves. The shimmering light coming from below deck doesn't even reach the bow. I don't dare to walk out into the darkness. Oi. A voice calls out from behind and startles me. They told you not to wander around. Turning around, I see that big bear man again, the second mate. At least he looks like the same guy. The fuck you looking at? Back to your cabin, now. I won't say it again. He grabs my paws and drags me towards the lower deck. His strength is so immense that my arm strains under his tight grip. I am stunned in the moment, unable to even struggle. After dragging me down into the cabin, Sister Felly lets go of my paw and begins to walk back to the deck. I think this is my first confirmation that we're not a human. I retract my sore arm and look back at him. Being grabbed like that gave me a hard on. I don't, that's rough. This person really likes physical abuse. Scalding. I don't want to be force-fed anything scalding, and I don't want to have my wrist creak from strain and be in physical pain. Jesus. I walk back to my private quarters, now with more questions running around in my head. But lost in thought, I start to realize that I had somehow made a wrong turn. The last fork in the hallway should be a left turn. All the corridors down here look the same. But it's very quiet, to say the least. Is everyone asleep? I thought there'd be more crewmen awake to take care of the ship. Eventually, I come to recognize where I am. Just up ahead is the way to the dining hall. If that bear man back there wasn't Sisyphele, then the real Sisyphele should be here in the dining hall, right? Why would you think they're different people? He literally said that he's different at night. Should I go? They did tell me not to walk around. I have to go and see. I never meant to make a detour, but I want to confirm the doubts collecting my mind. Unable to resist my curiosity, I step towards the dining hall. Let's make several mistakes in rapid succession. I hear voices growing louder the closer I get. Oh. Uh-huh. Those are sounds. I might have to mute that one. The sound is like a cacophony of shifting movements and yelling. It's like a bunch of people arguing with each other. It's hard to tell. I've never heard something like this before. I press on despite my inner turmoil and quicken my pace. There's a light coming from the dining hall, and the noise becomes more pronounced. No, it's definitely not an argument. It's more like someone is injured. I hear moaning and groaning, and another voice swearing back at them. I'm not sure how to feel. My body grows hot with anticipation, and I don't know why. Something isn't right. I know I shouldn't be here, but that makes it all the more exciting. I walk slowly towards the doorless entrance of the dining hall. I'm worried that I'll be found out and reprimanded, but I just have to know what's going on. Surreptitiously, little by little, I poke my head into the dining hall. This is an incredible amount of padding in this one moment. Damn. God damn, that person's getting deleted. Oh my god. Fuck yeah, go deeper. This big enough? You like that, huh? The dining hall is full of pirates. Some are spread across the tables, others jammed against the walls. They're mostly in groups of 2, sometimes 3 or 4. And what they're doing, it's forbidden, evil, they're depraved. I freeze. My heart is pumping, my brain unable to process what's before me. 2 pirates look towards me in the doorway. Horrified, I turn heel and flee back to the cabin as fast as I can, slamming the door behind me. Oh, to his cabin. I was like, the place you're at is doorless. One of those guys was sitting on a fire hydrant, goddamn. These are weird sounds. And well, that's just the heartbeat, but the mixture of heartbeat with, like, door and deck noises or whatever, like, it's starting to feel like a Silent Hill game. I'm like, am I gonna be okay? I lie down on the bed and pull the sheet over my face. My breathing is erratic. My heartbeat won't slow down. I want to forget what I just saw, but I can't force it from my mind. Every detail is replaying. Whoa. A paw involuntarily reaches down to my crotch and I pause. The pictures in my head are guiding my limbs. I dig my paws in my pants and roll onto a ball on the bed. Tonight, there's absolutely no way I'll be able to sleep. That's a dangerous little flash I get to carefully remember to censor later. The fierce rising sun awakens me. It's morning. My mind is in a daze as I look out the nearby window. I slept terribly last night. Some pirates are on the deck working. Every now and then, one of them walks by my window. They even greet me.
Yo ho, good morning. Oh, I'm a pirate. I talk like this.
I respond with a smile and wave with my paw. I'm honestly not really sure, but this is actually what pirates are like? I've always thought the pirates were dangerous people. Stop! God damn it! I keep adding more notes to my thing. Second flash. Alright. The events of last night flash across my mind. Was Was that the real danger of these pirates? Although it's corrupt. I've been told things like this. I've been told of things like this ever since I was a child. That's inappropriate. But... Morning, little fella. How you feeling? In the middle of my thoughts, Sisyphele opens the cabin door. He's holding another wooden tray. He's actually pissed all the time because he's a sex-repulsed ace, so he just like roams the cabins like a ghost, a wraith, haunting the halls, every location except for where the orgy is currently happening. I hastily pull over the bedsheet to cover the lower half of my body. He doesn't seem to notice my shyness. I was worried you didn't sleep very well. You are a landlubber after all. Oh, not that I have any bad feelings towards you, little fella. It's just that landlubbers aren't used to the sea rocking around beneath them. Anyway, how about some breakfast? I brought some for you. Sisyphele hands me the tray. There's hot stew and bread on it. Just like what I ate yesterday. Is this the only thing pirates eat? Although doubtful, I hold my tongue. I dip the bread into the stew and take a bite. The thick broth warms my body. Bread and stew is pretty good. Sisyphele smiles as he watches me eat, standing over me, ever patient. He looks completely different from the one I saw on the deck last night. I want to ask him about it, but it looks like he doesn't seem to remember that I was wandering around the ship either. I'm hard thinking about how he held me last night. Something bothering you? I blink. How did he know I was thinking about something? What are you, a creature that's alive all day? As if reading my mind, Sisyphele points to the plate. It dawns on me that I left the dipped bread soaking in the stew as I was daydreaming. The tips of my paws are wet. I swallow the soggy bread and attempt to wipe my paws, but I don't have a handkerchief to use, and there's no way I can rub them against my body. Stick them in your mouth. What's raw? Oh. Sisyphele inches closer to me and kneels before holding my paws. What are you doing? This is deeply presumptuous. Without answering, he brings my paw up to his mouth. Oh my god! Wait. His grip is so strong that I can't pull myself away. He begins to lick the tips of my claws clean. That's not clean. That's the opposite of clean. They're literally less clean than they were before. His rough tongue feels a little itchy to the touch. Do bears have cat tongues? Is this good enough? I look at my paws and blush profusely. Pirates are strange. Nobody would do anything like that back home. Being too intimate is just an invasion of another person's privacy. Even if they are your relatives or your lovers. Wait, not even lovers? I pick up another piece of bread and chew it slowly. The last bite left, I look at the crusty end of the bread. My paws are still wet from Sisyphele's tongue. And if I eat this piece of bread... Eat it? I guess? I can't tell what the romance option is here. It feels like eating it is what he wants, and not like you being like, ew, the moment he noms your mouth, your paws. When on a pirate ship, do as the pirates do, so I decide to eat the bread. There's nothing particularly special about the taste. When I finish it, I lick the remaining crumbs off my paws. Sisyphele remains politely smiling at me. It seems that this is nothing out of the ordinary for these pirates. Once I finish breakfast, we idle in the cabin in silence for a while. Eventually, Sisyphele coughs to grab my attention. By the way, the captain wants you to see him after breakfast. What? Why didn't you tell me earlier? I didn't want you to worry about it right after breakfast, little fella. And if you get anxious... it's nothing. Here, let me take the tray back. You go on ahead and see the captain. I tell him I don't know the location of the captain's room. Sorry, that was dumb of me. People always tell me I'm dumb and stupid.
Well, if you aren't satisfied with me, please don't hesitate to scold me. I told him I'd keep that in mind, but how could I be so rude to someone who simply wanted to help? Sister Feli picks up the tray and ushers me out of the room. Captain, I brought him here. Ahoy! Did you sleep well, little matey? Sleeping on a pirate ship must be pretty tough compared to what you're used to. Feeling better after a good night's rest? Bet you want to go home now, yeah? Tell me where and I'll make it happen. Captain, they're not ready yet. Sister Feli speaks out from behind me. Little matey here looks good enough to me. It's already been a day. But Captain, he fell off a cliff and almost drowned. Ah, how would I know? Never walked the plank before to try. Captain, most people aren't like you. Not to mention he's a blessed landlubber. How would I know never walked the plank before to try? Most people aren't like you? He's never... But... I feel like the response implies that he has walked the plank or has, like, endured in some way, because when he's saying, like, no one's like you, but he's saying that he's never... He seems to be saying that he's never tried anything like that. All the more reason to send him back quickly. What kind of landlubber would stay with us? Actually, I don't mind. Don't mind? Oui. You sure you're blessed? We make our own fun here. Well, I heard tales of landlubbers without a blessing. Born and left abandoned, never fitting in with those around him. No, I had plenty of friends back on the land. Then why'd you jump? So you get along with the blessed, but you don't mind us pirates either. I find that hard to believe. People only pretend to like pirates. Tell me then, why'd you jump into the sea? Captain? Well, little matey, if you're not comfortable with us, you don't gotta beat around the bush. Or are you lying about your friends back on land? Who's to say? It's gotta be one or the other. Still, I'll trust what you say, little matey. Maybe you're just so nice that you don't even know when you hate other people. The captain's bulge is distracting me. I mean, it is. Since the little matey has decided to stay on board, we better not keep our plans waiting. I like that apparently I'm the only person that has a say in this. They just have to put up with me. They're just such polite hosts. See, we got a huge deal 2 weeks from now in Jusai. And before that, we're gonna make a quick stop in Slussland. Sluisland? Well then, little matey, if you come along with us, we can talk more on the way. How's about that? I tell him that I'd like that. The captain grins, then lets me go. On the way back to the cabin, I talked to Sister Feli about the captain's attitude. The captain didn't really seem to believe me. Well, I think the captain's only acting that way because in the past we've met many unblessed types pretending to have a blessing. People like that always have some ulterior motive. Maybe they do it for the power or wealth. The ones that possibly shouldn't be there. The ones that don't pretend get driven from their homes at a young age. Think about it. It's not like us pirates are born at sea. We've all been wandering around the world since we were young. Some of us choose to wander onto the ship. Some of us chose to wander onto this ship. Others washed up like you did. But it's the first time I've seen one your age. What is my age? So what about you? Me? Well, I'm an orphan. Same as everyone on this ship, maybe. Wandering's the only life we know. But we're all used to it. No need to feel sorry about something we never had, I guess. Instead, I feel kind of sorry for the landlubbers. They live without desire. Desire is what gives us pirates freedom, little fella. Little fella's capitalized. Because of that, we can do whatever we want. When I was a child, I was scolded all the time. But it's different now. I think I'm happier as a pirate. But I know the landlubbers are also happy for their own lives. Maybe for them, their own way of life gives them happiness too. Well, anyway, how about I show you around the ship? If you're gonna live here, it'd be best if you knew your way around it. With clear discomfort painting his face, Sisyphile changes the subject. He takes my paw and drags me out onto the deck. Oh, look. What a great day. When the weather's good, the breeze is so nice out here. Sisyphile leads me to the bow of the ship. The pirates working on the deck greet us as we pass by. Ahoy, mate. Good morning. Come to get some fresh air. Nothing like the cold breeze above the deck. Aye. Started turning into a funny dirigible announcer. You eating something yet? Looks like you could do with some more, lad. Their expressions are cheerful and full of smiles. Most of them are topless, and I can't help but notice their muscles glistening with sweat under the shining sun. So the thing they haven't caught up with is that the Blessed is gay, and that's why he didn't fit in. And and I don't know if he's fully caught up with that, but he's really distracted. I watch them scurry around while carrying heavy barrels, while a few climb quickly on the ship's mast. For big guys, they're pretty swift on their feet. Come on, man! You're just walking around. Everyone's gonna see. Next, we arrive at the stern of the ship. Sisyphile gestures me to look out ahead. His head has come up so much. The sea in the distance is endless. I don't see any land or islands at all. Just blue skies above a blue sea. The few clouds drift by slowly. The island is beaming, but it's tempered by the cold sea breeze. The breeze is drier than I expected for the ocean, neither wet nor humid with salt spray. I close my eyes and enjoy the feel of the wind blowing across my fur. Sisyphile gently holds my waist. Careful not to fall down, little fella. I blush slightly. I don't dare to move around between Sisyphile's big, meaty paws. He lets out a deep chuckle that rumbles through his paws, pressed against my sides. Hey, you want to fly? I don't understand what he means, but before I can turn around to ask, his paws slide under my armpits. He lifts me up off my feet and over the edge of the ship. I have a heart attack on the spot. I died. I'm dead now. I jostle around in shock. But eventually I managed to calm myself after realizing how firm Sisyphile's grip was. It seems like my weight is easy for him to handle. Look. The sea. I look far into the horizon. The sea breeze keeps blowing. Without the ground beneath my feet, it truly feels like I'm flying. Do seagulls feel the same way? I close my eyes. Sunshine, the sea breeze, the sound of sails being buffeted by the wind, and the smell of salt spray. It's heavenly. I could just forget about everything. That cheer you up, little fella? I grunt in approval, too scared to strain the man between me and the crashing sea below. Strained by talking? I bet you've never seen anything like this before. It's a real nice day today. The breeze is light, the sun isn't too hot, even though that means we can't sail any faster. But we pirates gotta enjoy the little things in life, little fella. Which means I'm gonna enjoy you. There's not a lot more to see out here, but sometimes you'll spot some flying fish. Further out, you might even see whales. You know what whales are, right? They're these really massive fish. They spray water up into the air when they reach the surface. I don't even know what a flying fish is, let alone a whale. You know, if you're lucky, you might even see a jellyfish at night. They're pretty hard to see, though. When jellyfish gather on the surface of the ocean, you'll see them glow under the moonlight. It's a beautiful sight. Maybe you'll get to see it one day. I try to imagine what Sisyphile is talking about, but it's difficult to picture it. I wonder about all the shapes that these strange, unknown creatures could take.
Before long, I'm distracted by Sisyphus' large palms pressed against my body. His paws are massive, nearly twice the size of my own. I close my eyes and think about how they'd feel against me. My breathing becomes heavy, and my body begins to heat up.
We.
Just against never oi now.
Oi, what's going on here?
The first mate shouts behind us. Sisyphus shakes a little, but fortunately he holds his grip. He pulls me quickly back onto the ship.
What are you slacking off for? You ain't supposed to be here.
We just want to see what the little mate's up to.
Well, the party's over. Get back to work. Aye, sir.
The pirates scatter and return to their posts. Doesn't that mean they were all watching me when Sisyphus held me over the deck? Like a dumb little baby? I feel my muzzle flush. But Magnus approaches us just before I start to dwell on my embarrassment.
First mate. The hell are you doing? Why aren't you in the kitchen? I was showing the new guy his way around the ship. And does over the side of the deck count as the ship? Don't you know how dangerous that is? I'm really sorry, first mate.
Oh. Oh. I just learned why he invites people to scold him. Right, adding scold boner to my list of things to censor later. I quickly realized I was going to have to maintain a list for the sake of my own mental stack.
Sorry, don't sorry me with that piss-poor apology. Get your boner back in your pants, second mate. I ain't here to please you. Go back to the kitchen. Yes, Magnus, but... leave him to me. I'll take care of him. Yes, Magnus.
Sisyphus hurries off below deck without looking back. Then Magnus approaches me.
Having fun with Sisyphus?
I mixed up the voices.
You're keeping my men from their work, you know that.
I'm sorry, I just have such a raw, magnetic, sexual charisma. I know better than to talk back at Magnus.
The hell were you doing? Why was he holding you out over the deck?
Well, in about 300 years, though, a movie will be made that he wanted me to experience the sea.
Experience the sea? You can see it plenty with your damn eyes. Don't you know how dangerous that was? He should be in the kitchen cooking. Don't get in the way of his job.
I got this far without even realizing that he was the cook, I think. It makes sense because he kept serving food. I'm surprised the second mate is the cook, but whatever. Don't be so hard on me, he just wants to help.
You think you know it all, but he ain't really in it just to help you. The second mate just likes being told off on purpose.
What do you mean? Nobody would like that. Dude, you saw.
Better not ask. You blessed folk wouldn't get it. Now, you said he was shoving you around? Showing you around? I told you last night you can't just wander around the ship. Same thing during the day, too. Just keep to the dining hall and the deck, got it? Don't stick your muzzle where it don't belong. Else you'll find a thing you blessed don't want to see.
What if I wanted to see? I think I'd like to know the daily life of these pirates. The deck. I guess the deck is the whole top of the ship, right? So most places just don't go wandering around the cabins or something? Not like I could tell him... Not like I could tell that to him with that fierce look on his face. Magicka stares at me and sighs.
You know that you're causing a whole damn lot of trouble. If you keep wandering around, the crew will never relax.
Relax? What does he mean by that? Likely noticing my confusion, he grabs my paw.
Follow me.
He leads me back below decks through the narrow corridors. We walk down a sloping staircase into a dimly lit space. The light is faint, and it's hard to see much between the crates and barrels. Some low-toned voices echo out. This is our warehouse. We keep most of our stock down here. Because you're on board, I've instructed the crew not to play around in the dining hall. So now they come down here to hide away from your view. When the crew's exhausted, they often need a way to relax. You landlubbers probably don't know what I mean by playing. To see something like this, it must make you feel so ashamed. So don't go wandering around. The best I can do is make them keep out of the dining hall. That definitely didn't work, given last night. But if you're gallivanting around, you never know what you'll find. We clear? I remain silent. What he's referring to is happening right before us, isn't it? There are a few silhouettes in the corners of the room, but I can barely see them in this dim light. The idea that we're just watching. I can hear thumping sounds and soft moans. It's just like in the dining hall last night. So it's just like that? So it's just like what I saw before then? You're looping, man. Whenever he gets so flustered, I guess, that he just loops the same 4 thoughts whenever this comes up. The events of last night stain my mind again. God damn it, stop it! Third flash stockroom. You fuckers. I don't know what exactly they were doing, but I have a feeling gnawing at me, urging me to keep away. I understand. I promise Magnus that I won't wander around anymore. Well, that basically leaves me confined only to the dining hall and the deck during daylight and my cabin at night. If you want, I can take you out if you feel bored. Don't get me wrong, it'll only be when I have the time. As the first mate, it's my responsibility to patrol the entire ship. That doesn't mean I'm bringing you with me all the time. You understand? Answer me. Yes, Magnicus. Hearing my answer, Magnicus grunts and walks up the steps. He moves faster than usual, as if he's trying to get rid of me. I tilt my head, not exactly knowing what to think. In any case, it isn't good to stay around here, so I follow suit. Magicus doesn't say a word to me on the way back. I'm not sure if he's angry, but I don't want to test him, so keep my thoughts to myself instead. So many stomping noises to be had. When we reach my private quarters, he ushers me in, closing the door behind us. Huh. Before you ask, I already did my tour around the ship this morning. When I can't have you wandering around, you can ask me anything that's on your mind. So it hit me. What do you want to know? Any questions I'd like to know? I need to think. Well, actually, there's a lot I'd like to ask Magicus about. Do you pirates have a name? What kind of person is the captain? More about you? Sisyphile was weird last night. Sisyphile was a little weird last night. At night? Did his attitude suddenly become aggressive? I nod. That's normal. Don't worry too much about it. Sisyphile is just like that. Sometimes it's like he becomes a totally different person. He'll be all rough and tough with a hostile attitude. He speaks his mind and likes to force people to do humiliating things. And he loves to fuck with people. Talking to him really pisses me off. Anyway, his piss-poor attitude got me into a few fights with him. These days he doesn't act up in front of me. When the old captain first took Sisyphile on board, he said that people who are hurting inside like this because they can't deal with their own problems. When he's bottling stuff up, he'll take it out on others just like that. So don't ask him about it, yeah? I nod, asking Magnicus instead, because I don't want to ask Sisyphile directly. When is he like this? At night, we already know this! No, usually just at night, but not always. Some of the crew like him that way. I don't really get it. Guess there's more people looking to play with him at night. That ain't my business. Maybe some of the other crewmen know what's going on. Ask them yourself if you want. They want to get bullied, obviously. The captain? What, you interested in him? You could say that guy was born to be captain. In fact, our old captain's the one who raised him. Mind you, he ain't the old captain's kid or anything. He's just some baby the old captain raised by himself. Although we're all orphans, most of us started life back on land. It's rare to see a real infant grow up out here in the sea like the captain. Gave the old captain a chance to raise him with a lifetime of experience, I guess. When the Navy men catch up to us, the captain's always the one who saves our arse. Sometimes he even goes ashore to deal with it. Not me, though. Just thinking about dealing with those stuck-up landlubbers gives me a headache. I don't mean you, little mate. You don't seem as judgmental. Guess I'll give you that. Does the captain need help to patrol the ship? Not when he's got me to do all that for him. So, yes. The answer's yes, actually. The captain doesn't have time to stare at his men's asses all day. When those men don't listen, you gotta shove a stick into them. And just so you know, my stick's way bigger than the captain's. Har 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 har. Stick? I guess that must be a metaphor for something indecent. What are you? What world did you grow up in? How do you not know? How do you have generations of people? I want to know more about you. Me? Magnus turns his head away from me, trying to hide his flustered expression. What do you want to know about me? I'm the first mate of this ship, and I'm in charge of the crew. What were you doing before you became a pirate? Little mate, I know you mean well, but you don't ask a pirate about their life before they became one. All of us weren't blessed when we were born. Our lives weren't all sunshine and rainbows back then. Us brothers don't want to remember, just like we don't ask you why you jumped into the sea, even though Captain did. Like, he definitely did. You get it, right? Sorry. Aye, it's good to know when to apologize. Since you really want to know, I can tell you a little. It's okay if you don't want to talk about it. Nah, little mate, I want to, despite that whole fight. Before I became a pirate, I was in the circus. You get it, yeah? I'm short. He's like a normal amount of short and really buff. He's like, oh my god, look at this little freak. He's like 5'6". It's inhuman. Also, some parts of me are weirdly large. Oh. The blessed saw me as nothing but a freak of nature. I was treated like some sort of monster, always wanting me to do something unlike them. Like making me fight beasts or something evil. Don't look at me like that. I'd never do anything of the sort. I'd rather stay with beasts than with those landlubbers. I'm not so sure how to respond after hearing such a painful story like that. Little mate, I told you not to look at me like that. Now he's winking though when he says it. You want to feel sorry, don't do it to pity me. Just remember not to ask about stuff like this, we clear? Yes, Magnicus. Good. Magnicus laughs with gusto. I feel a little sad knowing the depths beneath that smile. Maybe keep moving, though. That's all. If you want to ask anything else later, just let me know. What time is it now? The fact that it's optional when you... What time is it now? That was him, yeah. It's funny that it's optional to ask what the name of their crew is, but I guess if it comes up just randomly, then question answered, it's not like you'd be like, oh, but I don't know that yet. Magnicus looks out the window. I wonder what he's observing. Good, we got time. Kinda weird for a blessed guy like you to choose to stay with us. But even if you only stay with us for a few days, what's the point if you don't learn anything? So let me tell you a story about the time we sailed to Sweet Tea Land. Sweet Land, because it's one T, I don't know. Magnicus begins to tell me tales about their lives as pirates, the storms they've encountered, a strange creature they fought with deep at sea, the dealings with demanding landlubbers evading the mainland navy, the customs and beautiful scenery of the many outer islands they've sailed to. I get so lost in Magnicus's tales that don't realize how much time has passed. At some point, I hear someone roar from behind the doorway. What you doing? What you lot doing here?
Hush, Captain. Hush. I get it's lunchtime, but if you're done, get back to work. Oh, they're literally all just spying on me, literally all the time. Everyone's just obsessing over me. Like, they're all like visual novel reviewers. Like, oh my god, is he gonna pick that route? They're just following us everywhere we go and listening to each of the dudes that we're talking to. Don't crowd up in the corridor. Get out of here. I heard a bunch of footsteps scurry away before the creak of the door opening. First mate, I've been looking for you. That's not the voice. I've been looking for you. I hate pirate voices. I hate doing it. I'm so bad. What you doing here? Taking care of the little matey? I was sharing the feats of our crew to the little mate. Aye, that's good and all, but it's already noon. Little matey here has to be hungry, yeah? Come over and get something to eat. Right here. Without saying a word, the captain grabs my paw and pulls me towards the door. I want to say goodbye to Magnicus, or even ask him if he wants to join us. I think he's lost in thought, silently staring into the window. I don't got a chance to grab his attention. Well, that's probably it for today. We're about an hour in, so that's a good little preview of the Pirate Husbandos game, I guess. Link in the description if you want to check that out. 18 plus adults only. It has a decent pacing. It's definitely just obviously extremely horny driven, but you'd be surprised how often even the visual novels that are written like that get completely bogged down in incredibly long descriptive scenes that aren't getting anywhere. It's like, okay, know your genre and optimize. And obviously the goal here is to quickly start bouncing between the three characters that they want you to potentially be going after. Seems like specifically in only 3, because it'd be a bit late to introduce another character after this, but who knows? I don't know. Maybe it just kind of starts expanding fractally until you've met every single member of the ship. Either way, thanks for watching like always, guys, and I'll see you next time.